Hello there, Spencer here, good old boys garage. Today I'm going to be doing inner primary install. I had to change a couple things in behind there, but this is my 04 Dyna Superglide, and I noticed there wasn't really a video on it, so I'm going to show you how I do mine. And I'm by no means a professional. I just like working on my own stuff, so here we go. So I got my inner primary opened up here. It's got these 6 bolts. Those get tightened to 17 to 21 foot-pounds. There's 2 bolts on here. Those both also get tightened to 70 to 21 foot-pounds. And kind of the whole reason I took my primary off, first I had to change, I put a chain kit on there, TMF chain kit, but this time I had to change out this little shifter linkage arm. And you got to take this whole thing off. So take this guy here, 2 drops of red on the threads to put the compensator sprocket back on there. These are just regular threads. Put that on there hand tight. Now the clutch hub main shaft nut. Put some red Loctite on there. A couple drops. And this is all spec to what my manual says, so I'm just doing what I read. But yeah, this is reverse threads. This is gonna tighten the opposite way. Lefty loosey, righty loosies. I think that's... So I don't have the correct locking tool, but I've got this little piece of metal that kind of just wedges in there until it grabs. Somewhat works. Compensator nut goes to 150 to 165 foot-pounds. The clutch hub main shaft nut is left-hand threads, and that goes to 70 to 80 foot-pounds. There we are. New chain slider. Since it was open, I thought might as well. My old one was fairly worn, but to set the chain tension, manual says 5/8 to 7/8 inch of play in this top section here. So I just kind of line up to the bottom. There's about 5/8 there. So this little center bolt here gets tightened to 21 to 29 foot-pounds. I'm going to put in the clutch adjuster screw. That goes in here. It's got these little spots that line up. And kind of put that in there for now. I'll show you how to adjust it later. So that goes in there. And then got a new snap ring. This just goes like so. This is the second time I've had to take this apart. But I just buy, there's a little kit you can get from Harley that has basically every gasket and seal, and it comes with all those little lock tab washers and everything that you need to completely redo this. So I just recommend doing that. If you're in there, might as well change them out. So this little guy for the starter screw has these little washers on there. Those are new. Those come in that kit as well. This goes in here. Like that. You gotta line up the gears, and this and there's a little spot where this lines up right there, and this gets tightened to 60 to 80 inch-pounds. So we just bend this little lock tab down. There's two little washers that go, two little gaskets, I guess, that go in there. They also come in that kit. They have a little sticky backing that sticks in there because it's kind of, would be impossible to hold them on there. So I'll just spray a little brake clean. There's no oil. And stick those on there. So now we should be ready. Everything's in there. We got our little starter bolt in there. Clutch adjustment. We got the locking pin. Everything's tightened down. We got our chain tension right. Compensator, clutch hub. And I think now it's ready to put the cover on. So you just want to make sure everything is cleaned off really good around here, where your gasket goes. And do the same on the case as well. Got a new gasket here. Manual says replace it every time the cover comes off, so that's what I do. Okay. That's there. Got our cover all cleaned off. One thing I like to do is whenever I'm taking bolts off of something like a cover or whatever, where there's a certain pattern that they need to go, I'll actually kind of draw it out on a piece of cardboard and punch the bolts through as I go, just so you know exactly where everything else to go. These put back in there as I go. This is the top. So here we've got the pattern to bolt that cover back on. So we start 1, 2, work our way around, and those all go to 108 to 120 inch-pounds. Then your inspection cover bolts, those go from 84 to 108 inch-pounds. So now, to adjust your clutch play, we're going to loosen these off till there's a bunch of play in the lever, and then we're going to adjust this little set screw right here until you can just feel, you'll feel it just barely start to pull on the lever, and then that's when you know it's set. And it says to set it to 84 to 108 inch-pounds on this little lock nut here. Kind of hard to tell, but as you're tightening in this little screw in the clutch, pull the lever in and you just tighten it until you just feel it start to grab. So once you start to feel it grab up here, you back it off half a turn, and then you can just tighten everything back up. So, And now you can do your lever adjustment down here. I got everything tight in here. I'm just threading this out until, so there's, back up in here, you want about a 1/16 to an 1/8 inch of play. Well, that's pretty much it for this process. I gotta just fill this up with oil, put the foot peg back on, shifter back on. So I got everything finished up here, foot peg, shifter on, got it filled with oil, and for this clutch cover, you basically do a star pattern. So there's that, and you do 84 to 108 inch-pounds on those guys. Got my cover that goes on there, and a new gasket that also comes in that kit. So you put 26 ounces or 768 mils of chain case lube in there, basically till it touches the bottom, and that is good to go. Play this video in reverse if you want to learn how to take it apart. And yeah, hopefully this helps.